Welcome to 10 Minute Mortgage. I am your host, Rob, and today we are talking about the brand new EcoSave $13,000 Homebuyer Incentive Program. 10 Minute Tuesday is a recorded and live presentation I give every few weeks or so, and if you are attending live here, drop questions in the chat and I'll answer them as they come up. Otherwise, check the timestamps in the description to jump ahead to certain little sections. So first up, let's go ahead and talk about this program and what is it. So this is the EcoSave $13,000 incentive program. And what it is it's a research study on the long-term financial benefits of home buyers who participate in homebuyer education and financial mentorship. For those who want to participate in this program, they are given a 3.5% down payment, or they're given money up to 3.5% down of their purchase price, not to exceed $13,000. So this is not a second mortgage or an assistance loan. That money does not need to be repaid. In fact, it's earned income. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Not a second mortgage. And part of this program is you are able to, and actually required to, add solar to the home that you're buying, and you get to finance it into your FHA loan. So we'll go over all the details, some eligibility. First up, eligibility criteria. You must be purchasing a 1 to 4 unit detached home. So that covers single family homes, duplexes, triplexes, quadplexes. You must live in the home for at least 12 months, and that's because it's an FHA loan, so you have to occupy for at least 12 months. The home you're buying cannot already have solar because you're going to be putting solar on the home, and then after closing, you have 120 days to install the solar on your home. That gives you a 30% tax rebate. Actually helps offset any taxes you would owe from the $13,000 assistance. And then final eligibility criteria, the property must be located in an eligible state. It's California, Arizona, Texas, Nevada, Utah, Florida, Idaho, or Illinois. Benefits and important notes is you do not need to be a first-time home buyer, and there are no income limits for this program. Benefits of this program. So I mentioned earlier, it's a $13,000 assistance. So a little bit more about how that works is this is considered earned income. So that means you are going to be, as compensation for participating in this research study, you're paid $13,000. You will be given a 1099 for that money, which means you'll have to file taxes on it, which again will be offset by the tax credit. So you're going to earn up to $13,000 or 3.5% down payment on your home. There is no repayment of that money. And because it's an FHA mortgage, and not a grant program or an assistance program, you're getting very competitive FHA rates. FHA rates are some of the lowest of the different mortgage programs that are out there. This program is going to have a slightly higher rate than a traditional FHA rate. We're talking maybe 0.25% higher. Pretty marginal, especially when you consider that we can use some of that $13,000 to actually buy down your interest rate. So these are all details I go into with prospective buyers. Other benefits of this program. So because you are going to be required to add solar to your home, you actually can finance this into your FHA loan. We're using a program called the FHA Solar and Wind Technology Program. It's a regular FHA loan. What it does, it allows you to finance the entire amount into your FHA loan. Let me go ahead and make sure I mute everybody. Okay, so it allows you to finance your entire solar system into the mortgage. So the benefit of that is solar financing is super expensive, and I'm talking about points and interest rates. So normally when you buy a solar system, let's say it's about $40,000 to put solar on a house, you can be expected to pay up to like 30 or 40 points just on origination charges added to your loan. So if you're financing $40,000, 30 to 40 points can be finance charges of $15,000. So that's added, and then plus it's like a 10% rate. So I have an example to show the differences there. So the benefit, you're adding this on an FHA loan, so you're paying just regular FHA rates. They're right now in the low sixes for your house and your solar. And if there's any roof or electrical repairs needed to put solar on the house you're buying, that can also be financed in. So great way to negotiate a new roof, repaired roof, upgraded electrical into the home you're buying. Because this is solar, there is still a 30% tax credit, meaning 30% of the amount you spend on solar is a dollar for dollar reduction in your taxable bill. So if, for example, if you're buying a home and you're putting a $40,000 solar system on it, a 30% tax credit, I believe that's $12,000. So that means you would, if you owe $12,000, you have a credit to reduce your actual tax bill by $12,000. So huge benefit. Of course, it's solar, so you're saving on electricity. The average value of a solar system over its useful life of 25 years is about $50,000. So huge value there. We're in California. We all know that. And then paid solar, according to Zillow, adds about 4% to your home's value. So if you're buying a home for $500,000, paid off solar instantly adds about 20 grand. So right there, that helps offset it a lot. Let's get into an example. So this is for a $500,000 home, and I'm gonna use this. I got 2 slides about this. So cost of a solar, let's just say rough idea, about $40,000. That's solar, install, batteries in California makes sense right now. You're going to instantly save 30% on a tax credit, which is minus $12,000. That's 30% of $40,000. And then because of this EcoSave program, you're getting a $13,000 incentive. That brings your net cost of the solar to only about $15,000. Savings, you're going to add about 4% to your home's value because you're buying a home without solar. You're adding solar to it. If it's $500,000, that should instantly increase the value by about $20,000. And then the life of the loan savings, life of this solar system savings, about $50,000. So the total value of doing this and using this to put solar on your home, it's about $55,000. Another example, comparing a standard FHA. This is what I show buyers, how this is going to make sense to them. So I've got a standard purchase on the left. I'll add a second slide here in a second to explain the contrast. So let's look at this here. I'm gonna use my mouse to try to highlight a few things. So assuming again, $500,000 purchase price, I'm illustrating the savings out of pocket and how this $13,000 can really help people out. So $500,000 purchase price, down payment 3.5%, you're financing $482, adding in your mortgage insurance upfront premium, you're financing $490,000. You're going to put solar on the home. This is assuming you're going to do solar regardless. So you're putting solar on your home. Again, let's say $40,000. Finance charges, about 35 points. Let's call that $14,000. So you are going to finance an additional $54,000 to put solar on your home, probably at a much higher rate than an FHA loan. So your total payment would be higher on this one. You're financing $544,000. Your out-of-pocket estimate, if you're a home buyer, let's say again, that down payment, 3.5%. Closing costs, roughly $14,000. Let's say the sellers are going to split closing costs with you. It's fairly common these days. So let's just say the seller's going to give you $7,000 in a credit. Of course, that's negotiable. That brings out of pocket in a standard FHA loan to about $24,500. Now, using the EcoSave solar FHA purchase, same parameters, $500,000 purchase price, 3.5% down payment. We're going to add your solar financing or your solar cost, $40,000 to your loan amount. Then we calculate the upfront mortgage insurance premium. So that means for the house and the solar, you're only financing $531,000 instead of $544 because we are going to save that solar finance charge. Out-of-pocket costs, down payment, $17,500, but we are getting that EcoSave incentive, so that's knocking off $13,000 off the top. That brings the down payment to $4,500. This is better than the CalHFA loan for this reason, because closing costs do not increase on this program. Other programs like CalHFA, they have extra fees and points, so closing costs become much higher. For this program, same closing costs, again, same seller credit. So a buyer could expect to pay out of pocket around $11,500 if the seller can help out with closing costs. So really, really great program. I love this. It's brand new. We are offering it now. Some requirements to be in this program, it's real simple. Home buyers are going to sign up to participate in a 6-hour pre-closing financial education. They're going to pay $149 for that. They're also going to sign up for a one-time post-closing financial mentorship course and 3 years of credit monitoring service. That's an $80 fee they're going to pay up front as well. And they're committing to respond to a survey up to 3 times per year for 3 to 5 years after closing. And that's related to their experience as a home buyer. And again, this is a research study. That's how this $13,000 comes into play. So this is what they are committing to receive, that $13,000 as income. So these are the 3 simple things. It's real straightforward. Again, don't have to be a first-time home buyer. There's no income limits. Everybody who's going to buy a home to live in this, who's eligible for the FHA loan, it's a 580 FICO score minimum. There's no credit score requirements on this one. Awesome program. So that's that program. If there are any questions, please drop them in the chat right now. I'm going to go on to my next section here. Just a quick rate update, kind of where we are at in the market. And then if any questions pop up, I'll go ahead and take those as well. So rates have gone down a whole bunch and then up a little bit. And I've got a chart here kind of showing the trajectory. This is back in July. This is conventional 30-year conventional rates. We're at 7.8%, 7.1%. We bottomed on September 17th. That was one day before the Fed cut interest rates. And then we've gone back up over the last month. We're about 6.625%. The reason for this is rates dropped a whole bunch in expectation of the Fed cutting rates, which they did. However, on October 4th, we got a big report, a really, really strong jobs report showing that the new jobs created in September were much stronger than expected. 252,000 new jobs were reported. $150,000 or 150,000 jobs were expected. So that has changed the expectations of what the Fed might do in the future. We were expecting the Fed to keep cutting rates over the rest of this year, 2 more times we were hoping, and then into 2025. Now there is a possibility that the Fed will cut less or not even at all on their next meeting. I believe it's on November 11th. And then from there, it's hard to say because we've gotten some more strong data. We got retail sales data yesterday that also showed a stronger than expected economy. So all that to say, rates have come down a lot. We're down about 1% from the highs in July, but we've lost about half of that. So we're still down over the year. For home buyers, I would say don't worry too much. We're still down quite a bit over the year. I do think rates will keep coming down. This is just a temporary blip in what I would consider the long-term trend down. So that's everything. Thank you for attending. I'm going to go ahead and turn off our recording and stay live if anybody has any questions.